I've been gone for a little minute, but I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Got more content, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? More wisdom, more knowledge. But the only reason why I went missing, honestly, because you gotta take care of family, to be honest with you. Money don't rule everything, but it does help. You know what I'm saying? So, on some other things, I noticed Donald Trump was doing this whole tariff thing. In my opinion, I feel like it's a show of power. Run the segment.
You know, tariffs from trade wars can cost the average American household up to $1,000 more per year. That's a big hit, and it's one reason why Donald Trump's latest tariff strategy is making headlines again. Let's unpack what this means for your wallet and the global economy. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into Donald Trump's bold new tariff plan. It's shaking up the political and economic landscape, and everyone, from business owners to consumers, is watching closely. But are these tariffs helping or hurting America? Tariffs are essentially taxes on imported goods, and while they can protect domestic industries, they also come with serious side effects. American businesses that rely on foreign components face rising production costs. Consumers start paying more for everyday items, from groceries to electronics. And foreign governments often retaliate, taxing American exports and creating trade conflicts. Supporters say tariffs are a long overdue defense against unfair trade practices, but critics warn they could isolate the U.S., disrupt global supply chains, and spark economic slowdowns. So, the debate is fierce, and far from over.
Okay. So, in my opinion, right there and there, you know what I'm saying? I said it before. He's showing a force of power, but at the same damn time, he's trying to make it where everything comes from America. The money that we make and the money that we spend stays in America. What other reason would he have to even involve terror? Like, this actually shows that he has a bully mind state, like a bully type of presence. Like he just want to show that I'm the boss. I can do what I want. He already have the money. What's the next step to really show that you have power? Get in the political field. It's just being honest. And then when it comes to these tariffs, you can look on each label, everything that we have in our house right now, and that shit come from China. And that brings me to my next segment. Roll the clip, man.
Past more than 30 years, we have been the OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton.
You see? So everything that we have on our backs, I'm talking everything we have on our backs, to our tools, to even car parts. Because Toyota comes from China. I mean, I'm just being honest. If you really know where everything comes from in our house right now, it comes from China. And we spend thousands of dollars on designer labels like clothing brands for no reason. When they make it over there for the cheap, pay the workers and all that for the cheap. It's cheap to us because we base it off the value of our currency, but in reality, it's cheap for them because they make the material. And we buying it for the high to sell it over here, to sell it for the high so we can double our profit. Let's go to the next segment.
A question that I get asked pretty often by clients is what type of corporate entity should they set up for their business? LLCs are obviously the most well-known, but there's also S-Corps which could work for a small business. So can you talk a little bit about the difference there and why you'd want to go over one or the other?
So LLCs, right, are typically the first type of business ending that most people start when they first start a business, especially if they're not making a substantial amount of income. Once you do get to a point where you feel as though you're paying a substantial amount of taxes, especially as a single member LLC, you're filing a Schedule C, you're paying a self-employment tax, which is 15.3%, which is double what employees pay, which is 7.65%. If you're paying a substantial amount of taxes, you may want to consider maybe time to become an S Corp. So the thing is, with the S Corps, there's more compliance there. You do have to file additional tax returns. You do have to put yourself on payroll, or someone has to go on payroll. However, overall, out-of-pocket cost is lower because the taxes are substantially lower. Now, in order for you to elect S Corp status, the deadline is March 15th of 2025 to be elected.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm glad people actually is on the fact of owning their own business. You know what I'm saying? Having their own business entity in this industry. So I'm glad they learn it, but it's levels to it. It's like it's levels to it. And then, like he said, with the taxes, we have to pay a lot on taxes. I don't get why you have to pay more, probably a little bit more taxes if you have an LLC versus an S Corp. But I see the reason why, because it's levels. It's like respect. Think of it if you're in the streets. You're going to be treated like the runner before you become the boss. You got to honestly treat business, family, everything with respect, and know that it's levels to it. That's why it has respect. Because you got to earn it, to be honest with you. So when it comes to having an LLC versus an S Corp, I feel is that you need to have the LLC. Do that for a couple of years. You probably have to spend a lot of money on taxes, but think about it. If you do it for a certain amount of years, you build a certain repertoire when it comes to the credit of your business. And then it makes it easier when you decide that one day that you're going to go to the S Corp, get an S Corp. And then when you get an S Corp, how I feel, I would keep grinding while having the S Corp. You know, capitalize on the fact that it lowers your taxes. Save. You know what I'm saying? Keep a couple of your profits in your pocket. But make sure you take care of your employees. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything is right. Be fair when you do your business. You got to be fair. It's business. No emotions, no intentions. It's business. So I appreciate everybody who sit back and watch, you know, who actually listening right now. I know I've been lacking, but I'm here. I'm back. I'm back in that mode. It been real talks with Skee.